Nicaragua.
El Salvador.
México.
De Ensenada, Baja California.
Guatemala City.
Zacatecas, México.
Yo soy del estado de Guerrero, México.
My dream was to reunite myself with my family, with my mother, and to be able to pursue education and to be a productive member of society by getting a job in a college degree.
Venimos con la ilusión de encontrar un lugar that's welcoming, a place that is that in which we can thrive. You know, a lot of times we romanticize the idea of migration and we romanticize the idea of this making home here.
Por buscar una vida más mejor. Yo tenía a mis hijos, ¿no? Y pues, no me alcanzaba el dinero. Yo allá pues no alcanza uno a dar ese estudio. Y pues hubo una oportunidad dije pues está más fácil aquí.
Pues un país de oportunidades para trabajar y salir adelante y mandar dinero a la familia en México.
El obstáculo que cuando vine para acá fue el idioma.
Cuando yo me vine, pues lo primero es cruzar, ¿no? Cruzar y es bastante difícil, pero aquí estamos y luego del trabajo, el idioma.
Quiero estudiar, no puedo, por falta del trabajo, falta de renta. No tenemos trabajo, ¿cómo vamos a trabajar? ¿Cómo vamos a pagar nuestros gastos?
Le chingan al estudio, que no se dejen llevar por las influencias de los amigos, de andar en la calle, nomás de vagos y todo eso. Si tienen la oportunidad de ayudas aquí, pues que le chingan a aprovecharlas.
For a Latino student, I would say that know the fact that don't feel, if you're not going to college, know that there were systems implemented for you, for that to happen to you. There was something. It is not your fault, and it is not like you're lazy or speaks to the fact that you weren't able to achieve those things or you weren't dedicated. It's the fact that you were juggling too much, and that system was not implemented for you to succeed. And for the ones that are there in higher ed, I would say congratulations. Pull through. It is so hard to be sitting in those classrooms listening to lectures about things that will never be applied to your life, but pull through and know that once you make it out, you have the power. The power is within you to come back and let people know that even though I didn't like this class, even though I don't appreciate none of the stuff or the lectures that I'm learning about, people that I will never interact with, know that that resilience is there and it is important. Education is important. Even though we have knowledge already from lived experiences, sometimes that little paper diploma or whatever goes a long way for us to tap into those places where they don't want us. And once we get into those places, you know, we start spreading out and you start bringing more people in, and that's how we were going to create change. Once we get to the top in places of power, we're going to start bringing people in, and you know, we're going to take over.
Y que aprovechen ver nacido en este país, que es de las oportunidades, y que hay las escuelas mejores, que no se ocupa mucho. Hay que tener talento para agarrar becas, hay muchas formas de cómo seguir adelante, mucha ayuda, se deben de demostrar que sí se puede.
Que vayan a la escuela y que le echen ganas y que no anden en gangas, que no anden en pandillas y que se cuiden.
Que ir a la escuela y estudiar, para estar al día con la tecnología, con todo, ¿verdad? No perdamos el tiempo.
Anyone can be successful if they have motivation, they have a drive, if something that gets them from point A to point B, they have their mind right, and they know what they could do with themselves when they have a real good education. Study hard, keep your eye on the prize, and then sure enough, it may seem like it's so far away, but sure enough, after chipping away at it, it's going to be really close, and you're going to be able to get it, and that's pretty much your dream. Acquiring the educational degree.
Succinctly, that knowledge is power and ignorance is painful. And short term, we tend to think as young people that the easy thing is just to go get a job after high school. But if you envision your life 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, from wherever you are now, the opposite of that will be true. And that is that you cannot be thinking short term. You must think long term. You must have that foundation, those business skills I talked about, the writing, the communication, the speaking, the ideas, the critical thinking, the ability to collaborate. You must have a broad-based knowledge that comes from higher education so that you can be nimble.
It's really important to not allow people or institutions to make you feel like you don't belong in college. Whether it's conversations you hear outside of class, whether it's particular readings, or whether it's a certain way of having to communicate or a certain way of having to write. These are all things that you can learn how to do. It's important to not feel that this is not the world that you belong in. And so you get other people to take you seriously when you take yourself seriously. And the way that you take yourself seriously is you remember that this is where you belong if you really want to be here, if this is what you want, and that you can make it happen. But you really have to declare yourself as a student and somebody who belongs on this campus.
Don't worry about what other people may think or what other people may say. If you don't have the financial means to go to school, if you don't have the academic background to go to school, you can still achieve your dream. It may take a little longer. It may mean that you work a little harder in school, but it's absolutely achievable. And we need more people. We need more Latinos to be in professional in professional areas and other areas, because that's the only way that I think that people are going to feel motivated is if they see themselves in many different professions, if they see their own kind in other professions. So that would be my message about that.
Don't give up. Things are difficult. Things are going to be more difficult in the near future. So a lot of things that were available to students maybe within the last 5 years are not going to be available to you because of the different budget situations and the way the state of California is right now. But just kind of hang in there. Don't give up. Keep trying. Work as hard as you can. Try not to waste too much time, and just always try your best and be a good and honest person with everyone you come in contact with.